and welcome to advanced workout number 4 for trimester 1. So my workouts are designed to be done in series. So ideally you've done workout 1, workout 2, workout 3 before progressing on to today's workout. And today's workout, what we're doing, we're taking some of the movements that we did, the large movements that we did in workout number 2, and we're going to progress those. In addition, as always, we're going to do some core activation, some glute activation, and we're going to continue to progress those above and beyond what we've done in other workouts. Today's equipment, what you are going to need, you're going to need some sort of an elastic, ideally. We're going to be using this for some chest stretches, so something that gives you a little bit of a stretch that allows you to go through a range of motion like this, like we've done in another workout. If you do not have access to an elastic, you can use a rope tie, but you just have to really make sure you maybe shorten up the range of motion, which I will explain. So that, and then as well you need a heavy dumbbell for doing, we're going to be doing goblet sumo squats. So what you want for that, you can either use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. A goblet sumo squat is basically taking a sumo squat, but we're holding the kettlebell or the dumbbell closer to the chest, just making a little bit more challenging in the movement. We're going to kind of combine the goblet with a regular squat to get maximum challenge there. So if you do not have a kettlebell, you could also do that same movement with a dumbbell, okay? So that, as well, you're going to need ideally either a seated row machine or a horizontal pull-up or TRX setup. If you do not have that, you can always substitute in our trusty wall flattener. So that would be another option for you there. So get all that equipment together and we will get started. Okay, so what I would like you to do to warm up, just some basic movements to get us nice and warm. Let's start with your feet stacked a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and we're going to go 10 squats as deep as you feel comfortable. Let's rethink about the core and the Kegel. So if you don't feel you can go as deep as me, just go your comfort level, what you can through the warm-up. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now what I would like you to do is to imagine that there is a line on the floor, and I want you to step forward and back 10 times. Right foot lead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left foot lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10 sumo squats now. Unloaded, toes are out. Let's go hands behind the head. Remember to push the knees out wide as you squat, and then when you come back in, you're trying to squeeze that beach ball together. Push out, squeeze. 2, 3. Core and Kegel if you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring your legs back in, and imaginary line again. This time we're going out, out, in, in. 2, right foot lead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left foot lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's take that into a dynamic glute stretch. If you need a chair to lay your hands on for assistance, you may grab that now, or a wall. And we're just doing opposing or alternating single leg glute stretch. Reaching back. So hopefully the body's getting a little bit warm through our basic movements and through our dynamic stretches. Let's go 2 more. Watch the tracking of your support leg. And last one there. Good. And I want you to step back with the right leg. And I want you to drop the back knee down. Reach up. Fingertips go down. Lift the back knee off the ground. So from the side, what this looks like, knee down, lift up, fingertip down, reach back up. Good. Last one here. Bring the back leg in to meet the front and switch sides. Left leg goes back, back knee down, lift up, fingertips down, lift the back knee off the ground. Lift up, fingertips down, back knee off the ground. Up, fingertips down, back knee off the ground. Lift it up and down, fingertips. Good, 3 more. Excellent. Okay, let's throw in a little sumo squat to stand here. So this is more of a dynamic range of motion, so this is quite deep. Feet nice and wide. Grab onto your shoelaces. Use your elbows to pry open those knees. Lift the hips up. Squat back down. Lift the chest. Lift the hips up. Squat back down. Lift the chest. Hips up. Squat back down. Good. 2 more. And last one here. Are you feeling warm? I hope so. Walk those feet in. Slowly round up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Great big arm circle back. Do 2 of those. Grab your fingers behind your back. Lift up 3 times. 1, 2, getting a little bit of a chest stretch. And 3. If you would like, find a wall to balance for this one. What I would like you to do is to balance on 1 leg. Grab your back shoelace. We're going to do a dynamic quadricep stretch here. So we hinge forward, come back up. I want you to load through your support leg, load through your heel. So right away, let's think about that glute hamstring activation to come up. So again, if you need to, grab onto a chair. I'll show you what that looks like. So if you're really finding that the balance is throwing you off a little bit too much, have a chair close by. Hinge forward till you feel, we're focusing on the stretch in the quad, but on the way back up, you're focusing on glute and hamstring squeeze to pull back up. 1 more on this side, 1 more on this side. And switch. Shake out your legs. Shoelace. Core nice and tight. Establish the stretch. Knee right in line with the hip. Hinge forward. Come back up. Use the chair if you need to. Slight bend in the support knee. Squeezing through the glutes and hammies to come up. Focus is twofold in this exercise. Quad stretch in the bent knee that you're holding, and then glute hamstring activation in the support leg. Come up nice and slowly, but with control. And last one here. Good, shake it out. Okay, let's move on to our first core activation. So we're going to be doing here, it's called a Kegel crunch. So not huge on crunches, but this is a good little activity to recruit the lower abdominals as well as focusing on the Kegel. So I'd like your hands behind your head, and what I want you to do is first fire the Kegel, so belly button drawn in, fire the Kegel, so hold the P muscles, do a little lower body tilt. So we talked a little bit about the grape in previous exercises, applying pressure. Well, this time I want you to crush the grape. So Kegel, crush the grape, which effectively does a pelvic tilt, but I want you to try and do that pelvic tilt without squeezing your bum cheeks. Once you've got that pelvic tilt, you're going to do an upper body crunch, relax, release the pelvic tilt, release the Kegel. So again, there's a few movements happening in here. So Kegel, pelvic tilt without using your glutes. So the pelvic tilt comes only from the lower abs, upper body crunch, down, release. So let's simultaneously do the Kegel and the lower body crunch. So Kegel lower crunch, lift up, down, and release. So it becomes 4 movements. Lower crunch and Kegel, up, down, release everything. Hopefully you can see what's happening. So 4 movements. Lower body, tuck with the Kegel, up, down, release. I'm just going to count it now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 movements. Maybe lift up my shirt so you can see a little bit better. I'll try to cue in on the camera on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And movement number 1, it's just the Kegel and the low abs working. No glutes. 2, 3. Last 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, fire the Kegel. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and just in case you forgot about the Kegel and you're just focused on the lower abs, let's do one 10-second hold of the Kegel and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just focusing on the Kegel with relaxed glutes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, second movement. I'm going to give you 2 options here. You're going to get into a side plank, belly button in tight, Kegel, bridging out of that shoulder. You're going to lift and lower. So what I would like you to do is 12 to 20 repetitions per side. If this feels too easy, the movement that you can do instead is to hold the bridge or hold the side plank and do a single leg lift. So 12 to 20 per side, your choice, either doing the hold, side bridge, and the side leg lift, or just the lift and lower, no side bridge. Your choice. 12 to 20 per side. Make sure it's even per side. Make sure you're not sagging through that shoulder. Try to think about core and Kegel, please. And switch it over. It's probably about 12 to 20. Take it over to the other side. So I'm going to do the advanced version here, but your option is to just do the lift and lower. So option 1, lift and lower, or you're holding the lift and we're doing the side leg. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 15 on this leg. 8, 9. Try to make sure you did even left and right though. 5, 4. Keep lifting. 3, 2, 1. And relax it back down. Okay, just a little movement pattern here. Posture movement, hand behind the head. I want you to drop under and then open up. So this is a good spine twist and posture movement, body awareness, and as well opening up through the chest just a little bit. I'm going to do 10 per side. 6. So I tuck my elbow under and then I push out of this bottom hand and try to lift that top elbow up as high as I possibly can. Last one. Incidentally, if you're a golfer, this is a good golfer's range of motion as well. So I tuck the other elbow under and then lift and try to open up as far as I can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Okay, so your option here, take a look at your time. Probably doing one set of that each is enough if you're strapped for time. If you do have time to go back and do another set of the Kegel crunch and the side bridge and then the rotational movement, please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're moving into our first functional series. For our first functional movement series in the advanced workout, we're going to be doing for our movement is going to be a back lunge knee lift. So for the weights that I'm going to do, you can see I have to adapt because this is all I have access to at home. So I'm actually going to use a heavier weight on one side and a lighter on the other. So we're just doing a back lunge knee lift. So we're going to start moving with the right leg. Make sure you're not letting that front knee collapse. Going to lunge back, drive the knee. Lunge back, squeeze through the glute and hamstring, drive the knee. Lunge back, drive the knee. 12 reps. 4, 5. The idea is that with this movement pattern, you get better glute and hamstring recruitment because you're effectively squeezing that glute and hamstring to come back up. 2 more. And last one. Woo! Okay, so if you're an oddball like me and you've got weights that are different, switch sides. So now you're more heavily loaded on the one side, and we'll go with the left leg tracking backwards. Picking up the weights with good form. Shoulders set down and back. Back lunge. knee lift. Squeezing glutes and hammies to come back up. 2, 12 reps. 3, 4, 5, 6, going as deep as you can. 8, watch the knee tracking. 4, I'm feeling that glute and hammy now. And 12. Excellent. Okay, like I said in other workouts, I find that now that I'm into my pregnancy, by breathing, way harder to catch my breath. Second movement, your option, seated row. Choose a weight that is ideally 1 plate heavier than last week. Aim for 10 to 12 reps. And your option is to do a TRX row, which I'll show you in a second. If you don't have TRX or seated row, 20 wall flatteners, please, which is this guy right here. So go ahead to your seated row or join me for the TRX horizontal row. I'm going to drop my handles down a little bit lower. And today I'm going to aim to do my 12 repetitions with a nice straight body, a little bit tighter, a little bit tougher, I should say, versus here. So do whichever variation is appropriate for you. If you can and you're able to progress to the straight body version like I'm doing here. Squeezing through those shoulder blades. 3 more. Woo. 1, 2, last one, and 3. Hopefully I didn't poke neck it at the end. I'm starting to get tired. Okay, so I would like you to return back and do another 1 to 2 sets more of the lunge and whatever your second movement choice was. TRX horizontal row, seated row, or wall flatteners. Completing up to 3 sets of that before we move on to our next functional series. For the next series, we're going to have multiple exercises, plus we're going to have that elastic on hand or rope tie for a chest stretch opener recovery. So what I would like you to do, we're going to start off and we're going to do a combination of a plain goblet squat with goblet sumo squats. We're going to do 10 plus 10 repetitions. In theory, a goblet sumo squat, which is, again, if you remember the sumo squat, is this movement here, should be a little bit easier than just a straight goblet squat. With a goblet squat, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the load. So just a quick reminder, if you're using a kettlebell, you're going to hold it in this position right at the chest with the shoulders down and back. If you're holding a dumbbell, it's going to be cradled like a goblet. So heels of the hands, fingertips pointed out, shoulders down and back. In either case, so I'm going to do the goblet squat. First, with a proper squat, so not a sumo squat, toes are going to be pointed ahead, wide stance. Bum is going to go back, shoulders down and back. Squatting down as low as you can, coming back up. Glutes and hamstrings, squeeze to activate back up. From the front, again, toes are straight ahead, but the knees can press up just a little bit. 3, 4. Really challenges the core here. If you want a good core exercise, this is it. Functional core. Keep resetting the shoulders at the top of the movement. 10 reps is our goal. Good, without putting that weight down, flare your toes out into a sumo squat. Knees push out, squeeze the legs together. Imagine that you're popping an imaginary beach ball to come back up. 4. Glutes and hamstrings working here, adductors I should say. 3 more. Last one. Ooh. Okay. So what you should feel here working is all the way up through the spine, core in the sumo squat, a little bit of the adductors in here. You're going to take it down to either your ball or on the floor. And we're going to do a single arm chest press. So if you're familiar with chest press on the ball, specifically single arm chest press on the ball, go ahead and do this on the ball. Choose whatever weight you did for your double arm chest press and do single arm, 12 and 12 on each side. So with a kettlebell, I may shake a little bit here because this is quite a challenging weight for me, but I can still do it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing it with just single arm puts a little bit of different pressure and challenge, different slings working here to stabilize. Last one. Very careful when you switch over to the other side, especially if you're using a kettlebell. So trimester 1 is the last trimester where we're going to be able to do any work on your back. Again, I've said in other workouts, it's probably okay in the first couple weeks of your second trimester to still do some work on your back, but in the interest of safety and because I'm not actually personally working with you, we're going to avoid it. Make sure the elbow is staying in line with the shoulder. Exhaling up, inhaling down for bonus points. Core and Kegel. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Be very careful when you're putting the weight down. Okay, so here comes a very functional movement. This is called the farmer's carry. So you're going to have to bear with me because I'll probably walk in and out of the camera. What I'm going to have you do is you are going to pick up the weight. Let's go left hand. Most of you are probably right-handed. We tend to always pick up things with the left hand. You're going to take about, we'll say, 10 to 15 steps, 2 times with the weight in the left hand. So what we're trying to do here, not a super fast walk, we're just walking all the way down. You're going to turn around without switching the weight, and you're going to walk back the other way. Core in nice and tight. Our goal here is to make it look like, and do that twice, down and back twice. So 10 to 15 steps, 4 sets, carrying in the left hand. Now you're going to ideally make it look like that you have a weight in either hand and you're looking pretty symmetrical. Okay, so there's 4 times. When you put the weight down, be conscientious to put it down and pick it up with good form and switch it over to the other side. Shoulder set down and back, core nice and tight. So why do we do this? Unilateral loading, because this is what you're going to be doing with your babe. And when we're doing this in a workout, you can conscientiously think about good form, good posture, setting your shoulders down and back, and you don't have to worry about a baby screaming at you, hopefully. And so if we develop good habits here, it should carry on to your real life. Okay. For bonus points now, here's where it gets fun. What you're going to do, you're going to imagine it's a baby. We're going to go back over to the left side. So I'll show you how to do this with both the dumbbell or the kettlebell. So if I'm doing this with the kettlebell, what I will do, I'm going to carry this. I'm going to cradle it in my left arm like I'm holding a baby. Right arm just stabilizes. So that's what it's going to look like. And then I'll switch over to the other side. If I'm doing this with a dumbbell, same thing. I'm cradling it more on one side. I've just got the other hand to stabilize. Make sure you've stabilized enough so you're not going to drop that. So that just allows you to carry it more like you would actually be carrying a baby. So you're both going to be lifting objects and you're going to be carrying actual babies. So over on one side, shoulder set down and back. And just pay attention. So 4 sets again, mainly on the left side here. 4 sets again, thinking about noticing what different stresses this puts on your body. Did you choose an appropriate weight? If you did, you should be able to feel one side working harder than the other, but you should still be totally comfortable. You shouldn't feel any unusual tension in the neck or any major discomfort. If you do, please stop, lighten the load, and take it over to the other side. So again, practice picking up and putting that weight down with good form. So cradle that kettlebell. Not quite sure how to cradle it right now. There we go, I cradled it on that right side, shoulders up and back. 4 times. Good posture, nice and tall. And there we go. 4 sets. For your little recovery, grab onto your elastic. Then we've got the same movement we did in the last workout. So ideally you've got an elastic, and we're just bringing that nice and slow forward and backward over top of the body, getting a nice stretch. If you do not have an elastic, then just go within your comfort range. You might not be able to go all the way down. So keep on going. If you do have an elastic, what you can also do is you can vary this up and do circles. If you don't have the elastic, unless you have really flexible shoulders, stay away from this one. Again, you just might overdo it with your range of motion. If you do have an elastic, go ahead and give this one a go. So now I've switched directions. It just loosens the shoulder up or back up after doing all those movements. Okay, so at this point, I want you to try and at least get another set through of everything. So just a quick reminder, that is the goblet squat for 10, the sumo squat for 10, then the farmer carry sets. So one hand carrying 4 times on each hand, down and back, and then the baby carry 4 times down and back on each dominant side. Good luck, and then we'll get into our final stretches. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Quick note, if you like the farmer carry, you'll really love workout number 5. Is basically going to be a whole workout of just doing series of unilateral farmer carry / baby carry exercises. I think you'll really like it. Great job. Your goal is to do this strength training workout. Ideally, my workouts 2 to 3 times a week, along with whatever comfortable cardio activities you can still do. Ones that you enjoy, I think. So we'll see you for the next workout. A little bit of recovery here. Just a few stretches to finish up. Let's go into a figure 4. Reach forward, getting a nice stretch to the hamstring. So for here, I'm taking my QL, so I feel it over here too. It's a nice stretch through there. I really work on relaxing through the knee. They're going to be ultimately designed so you could do workout 1, workout 2. You could do those within the week. So say you do a Monday workout 1, Wednesday workout 2, and then you could do that for a couple of weeks, and then move on to workout 3, 4. So I hope that makes sense. So kind of designing that so that you've got a workout, 2 workouts that you can do in the week. Those 2 workouts are slightly different. If not, kind of depends on what you want. Like I say, there's going to be a total of at least 4. Ideally, my goal is 6 workouts for every level. So if you did this one and you found it was a little too challenging, go back to maybe the intermediate level, see how you find that. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And you're going to cross. Let's keep that right leg extended. Cross the left leg over top. Hug the knee in towards your chest. You won't be able to do this in the exercise too much longer because your belly's going to be in the way. But for now, you can do it. Should be feeling a stretching through the glute. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch over to the other side. Sitting up nice and tall, hugging the knee to the chest. Slight turn away. So if you have any questions about different things that you should be doing in your working out through the prenatal process, be free to find me an email or contact me through my YouTube channel. Do also check out my YouTube channel. There's tons of nutrition videos